Hello, sir.
My voice is clear.
Yes.
Okay. So, Swarupa,
Huh.
have you deleted all the old resources what you have created?
Yes, I have deleted everything.
Okay. So, yes, just a minute.
पापा मम्मी को बुला दो
I am busy. I will come later. Okay. Go. Uh, Hello, Tanisha.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Actually, Bhupender has some issue, so that's not available. And
Okay.
Swarupa is doing demo for assignment one. Right.
Yes, sir.
After that, your team will come and present demo for assignment two. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes,
हेलो
Surupa, you can
हेलो
share.
तानिशा, अगर मैं कहीं रोक जाऊंगी तो प्लीज मुझे हेल्प करना। हाँ, I will be there. Okay.
Don't worry. Okay, go ahead.
मतलब मैं फर्स्ट टाइम कर रही हूँ, मुझे नहीं पता कैसे होगा, बट
No,
आशु
no,
यू
no,
आल्सो देयर फॉर मी प्लीज।
no.
Ashu, you are not presenting. ऑल द बेस्ट। All the best, all the best. We are there. Go
थैंक यू
ahead. सो
Yes.
अभी मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर दूँ?
Mm-hmm. Share your screen.
Please share your screen. Sarupa, please share your screen on live. Okay.
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
All the best.
हाँ, application window and entire screen. Okay, entire screen.
Guys, right.
Sir, YouTube पे it will be available in YouTube, right, sir?
Exactly, exactly. It will be recorded. It will be available forever.
Can I
Surupa,
on
we
my video? Otherwise, it is fine. Like,
It's okay, no
we
problem. If you want, you can on. If no, then no problem at all. Okay.
okay, okay. Sir, let me know when should I start. Like in YouTube, it will be live.
Okay. 1 minute.
Hi, Abhishek sir.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, Shrupa, you are on online. Okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present the demo. We are going to present first assignment. Uh, you can go from here. It is a we have to going to deploy a React app on the Azure VM using Ubuntu plus Nginx. So you can click from here and you can redirect into the Udemy course, which is this. And we have some learning objects we can read from here. And for prerequisite, we have to must have the Azure account and SSH client on the machine, terminal, otherwise git bash. And basic Linux command you must should know, and you can read a readme and follow up app specific notes. And there are some notes which is provided. It is very important to applicable in the while you creating the VM. Ubuntu 20 Ubuntu is most important. It is an image and size is B1. It is now not available now, but we are going to I'll going to show you how to give the size. And the port required is 22 SSH and 80 is for HTTP. And you should restrict HTTP and your IP if possible. It is a best practice for you. And React app is served by a static build and via Nginx, not an npm start. Okay. So now task one, creating a resource group. So here it is our goal is to create a resource group to keep resources organized. So note one first, now we have to redirect into the Azure portal. Then you can search from here. You can click from here also, resource group. Otherwise, you can search from here also in search bar. So here it is a resource group. Click on it. It is you will be see the one which is default one, network watchers RG, and click create, and it is by default selected subscription, and we have to name it, which is provided by here, React App RG. Copy it and paste it here, and we have to select India, which is nearby your zone, and then we have to create and review and create. It will validate first, and then we have to create.
Yeah, it's very important to note here that what we are selecting subscription. Okay. By default, you will get free tier subscription. But whenever you go in company, there may be multiple subscription. Okay, you have to select the subscription in which you are going to create a resource group. So please remember that. Okay. Thank you.
So, is my screen is visible?
Yes, yes. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, it is visible.
Yeah, I'm unable to see it. No, okay. So it is creating. So let me check this resources group is available. It is creating still maybe.
Refresh it, refresh.
Yeah, let me refresh it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it is available here. It is created now. So now next step is we have to do, and we have to give the screenshot of it. And then second task is provision of the Ubuntu and correct network is very important. So now we are going to create a VM. So go to Azure and you can search from here from search bar and virtual machine. So you can get it here. Click on it, and you can click here also to create, and you can click here also to create. So click create and select virtual machine, not all this. So virtual machine, so you can see this and subscription, it you must should be select, and otherwise it will be by default it will be selected, and we have to give the resource group, and then we have to give the machine name which is provided by here. Otherwise, no, it is not provided. We can put it by ourselves, which is I'm going to put a one, web server one, and then select the zone. And then we have it is by default selected this availability zone. So no need to select this. Otherwise, you will be not get this size. So best practice to select this no infrastructure reducing required. Then select a trust launcher. It will also selected by default, and we have to select the Ubuntu, as here it is said images should be Ubuntu. You can take anything, no problem, but Ubuntu is good. And then go with the size, and size it will be by default you will be taken like 1 GB. It is not for like here it is mentioned that one B1 is available, but for now we are unable to use the B1 because there is a problem in facing that in some region it is not available. So you can go with this. It will be not cost much, like for hourly we will be going to delete it. So you can select this D2LS, and then
Rupa. So,
yes,
uh, just go, scroll up little bit.
yeah.
So it is just scroll up little bit. Yeah. Yes. So it is free tier subscription or you are paid.
This
And
is free tire, sir.
so you don't see any free tier virtual machine.
No, sir. No, actually, I didn't meet with that.
Okay.
I directly, yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes, sir. And now, then select this, and then we have, I'm going to, you can add SSH key, a public key to access the terminal. Otherwise, you can go with the password. I'm going with the password. You have to give the username. I'm going to give username. You can give your name also. I'm going to give Azure user. And then we have to give the password. And then here we have to select the inbound rule. It is most important, SSH and HTTP, as it is mentioned in the Udemy. Now create disk. Next, then here it is showing image. It is takenly by default, and then OS disk type is you must should select the standard SSD, because premium it is give much cost you can it will be pay. So go with the SSD, standard SSD, and then it is all fine. And okay, now next go to networking. Here it is all good. Virtual machine, it is by default selected, because I created the assignment too. It is mentioned, that's why. So here no need to select anything. So now you can go with good, and then you can click on management. Here we no need to select
Sorry, can you go back one?
previous. Okay, sir.
Yeah, just scroll down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, please see this carefully here, right? It is option delete public IP and NIC when VM is deleted. Okay, it is unchecked actually. It is unchecked means whenever we go and delete our virtual machine, then virtual machine will be deleted, but NIC and public IP will not be deleted. So it will be engaged. After that, you will not get a free IP, free public IP. For example, if you created 3 virtual machine, then after that you will not get any public IP. You will not get any, okay? Because already all 3 public IP will be engaged. So you must have to click this checkbox. Once you
Delete public IP.
just click on that, it means whenever you go and delete your virtual machine, then public IP associated with that virtual machine will also be deleted. Okay, so you will get a fresh public IP, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So click on management, and here it is here it is no need to edit anything, and then we can go with the monitoring. And here it is not also anything, no need to edit anything, and go with next and review and create. It will take some time to validate all the things which we have provided, and it is successful. Then click on create.
Yes, one more important thing was there to tags. If you see this tags tab, it is very important. Whenever you go in company, whenever you create a virtual machine, then you have to mention tag. For example, it says
Okay.
development or production or what kind of virtual machine it is. So you have to tag that. Okay. So tag is very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So VM is creating now. So click on go to resources. So you can see this, and here it is. We have mentioned here we have to give the screenshot of Azure VM overview page and the port showing the 22 and 80. And task 3, now it is successfully done. And task 3, we have to see the SSH, we have to SSH to the terminal. So for this, SSH Azure @ and we have to give the IP. So IP will be provided by here, premium NIC public IP. Okay, so go to terminal. So here we have to copy this and the public IP. Copy from here.
Basically, we are going to access that virtual machine using this terminal SSH command, and after that username or @ public IP of that virtual machine. Okay.
Yes. So hit enter. Then it will be ask confirmation. So say yes to it, and then you will be and give the password which you have given. So here password is, sorry, I forgot the password. Let me check it once in my phone. So give the password. Hit enter. So we are successfully logging into the terminal, which Azure user, okay, with the IP. Now, next we have, this is the third task, and we have to give the screenshot of this showing SSH is successfully login here. Sorry, login here. Okay, you have to give the screenshot of this, and then task 3. We have to. This is the best practice to update everything. So copy this sudo apt update and upgrade. Yeah, so it will take some time to upgrade.
Here see copy and paste, but I will recommend you to write your own. Okay, just don't copy and paste. Whenever you go and write, then you will learn your command. Yes, Swarupa, you are doing excellent.
Thank you, sir. So here we have something, we have to install the Git also. So sudo apt install y -y, in the sense we have to give the permission to continue. So let it be happen first. So it is done. So we have to install the Git. Sudo apt install -y Git. So Git is installed successfully, and then we have to install the Node.js npm. For this, we have to sudo apt -y and Node.js npm. Enter. It will take some time, and then we have to check for the node version and npm version, and we have to give the screenshot of it.
You can also check Git version.
Yeah, we can check Git version also. Yeah, I'll check. It's depend on the network. If your Wi-Fi speed is good, then it will be go very fast. So now it is done successfully. So let's check for the Git is installed or not. So Git --- version. So you can see the Git version, and now we have to check the node and the npm version. So node -v, it is also installed, and npm also we are going to check npm -v. So this is also installed. So you can give the screenshot here for the task 4. And then now this is very important step. Task 5, clone and build the React app. For this, we have to clone the repository. So git clone and the HTTPS, it is, you can open the URL, you can redirect into the GitHub, which is Praveen Mishra's sir's GitHub, and then you can copy from there also. And we have to cd into the repository. For cross check, we can give ls, and it is here. So we can cd into that repository. So this is now okay. And then we have to install the dependencies. For this, we have to give this command npm install. It's take some time to install. It is best practice to write a command. So write it by own. Do not copy paste it. For time's sake, I am doing it. So it is successfully done. Now we have to build the app now. So npm run build, we have to write npm run build. So this is done successfully done. And then we have to give the ls minus la, which is showing the list of the build and build of the inside of the build all the files. So now you have to give the screenshot of this output. So task 5 is successfully done. And now this is also very important step. We have to give the configuration of the Nginx server to the build the React app. So now here, for before that, we have to give this all the steps. Sudo apt install, we have to install the Nginx first. After that, we have to enable the Nginx also. So sudo systemctl enable Nginx. This is done, and we have to start the Nginx. This is best practice, these all commands. And then we have to give this systemctl no pagers. So this showing is our Nginx is active and running. So you have to give the screenshot of it also, maybe, yeah. And then next, so here it is very important step. Sudo I'm using Vim. You can use Vim. You can use Nano also. So we have to sudo into etc nginx and the server available default. This file. So here it is. We have to remove all these things. In Vim, we can click D and it will be delete all the content in the file. And now we have to copy this configuration. So copy it and paste it here. We have to first insert, then paste it here. Then C. Escape and colon and WQ, it will be save, and we are quitting it. Save and quitting it. And then again test and reload the Nginx again. So here it is, you can see the message. Syntax is okay, and test is successful. This message is very important. And then sudo systemctl, we have to reload again. Nginx, it is best practice. And then you have to give the screenshot of it. And then you have to give the screenshot of the snippet which we have added in the default file. Next, task 7, test and deployment public IP. Now we are going to see our browser, it is running or not. So for this, we have to give public IP, we have to copy the public IP and go to the browser. Paste it directly, otherwise you can write it like HTTP colon like that. It's having some error. So what is the problem here? Can anybody help me?
Just type http:// and you write it.
Maybe it is work for me. Let's see.
I think we have to change the permission.
Permission.
Yes, you haven't given any permission. Give the permission.
On the terminal, you can use sudo chmod.
In terminal,
Yeah,
sudo.
chmod 755
Yeah, we have to give 755
/home space /home /Azure user. And you have to enter.
So we have to give the permission of the file, otherwise it will be not take. So now we can
No,
reload it.
you have to reload it.
Please
Sudo systemctl reload
reload it.
nginx.
Yeah, reload it.
Again we have to, okay. So
Use arrow key.
yeah. So you can click an arrow and it will be take that sudo systemctl reload nginx. Now it is done. So let's see the page. Yeah, it is successfully built, but we have to give our name and the date. So here this is very must important. I did not give the permission. So you must give the permission, otherwise you will be get that error which I have faced. So now, so can I show the to edit the name also?
If you want, you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, please do.
It will be available in.
No, Sarupa, you have to change the directory to cd src.
Yeah, it is available in the SRC, correct. So you can see here app.js. Okay, so we have to edit the app.js. So Vim and click app.js and tap, you can get it. Sorry, sir. Yeah, so insert and then check with the date, which is here. Here we have to edit the date and the name. First we are going with the name. So this, and then we have to edit the date also. Fine. So now escape colon and the WQ to save in the Vim. Now it is okay. Now we have to again back. We have to go back and we have to again reload the Nginx. Okay. So go to the page and also reload this browser. What happened? Anything I missed?
Just close that browser and reopen for another page.
So again, we have to copy the public IP.
Or
HTTP.
on video mode, you can also search on that.
It is not showing.
I guess npm run build would help.
Again, we have to build, right? Yeah.
No, why again you have to run build?
So it will be like we are editing the that file Nasser app.js file. So for this we have to again maybe run the build.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now again we can it is best practice to reload Nginx again. So let's see it is working or not. Yeah, it is working. It is already loaded. So this is successfully done. So, and we have to give the screenshot of it. Browser of React app is successfully done. And this is task 8. Here it is showing that we have to restrict the SSH in the NSG and to your IP. So now this is the task we are going to do again now. So go with the VM. Yeah, we are in the VM only. Inbound roles.
Setting, go in settings, left side. Left side setting is there.
Yes. So go to network. Yeah, I missed it. Go to network and here it is SSH. So
SSH allowed. No.
no, we have to click on the SSH. So here we have to click on the SSH and it is here. And then go with this source and give my IP. Okay. And save it. Okay. Yeah, successfully updated. Now, this is we have done. Next, we have to give this to see the ensure the firewall is blocking or not, port 80. Okay. For this, we can use sudo ufw status here and it will be show inactive. So this task is successfully done and you have to give the screenshot 10 that showing is IP is restricted. So
Excellent.
assignment 1 is done. Thank you, sir.
Well done, well done.
Can I stop sharing, sir?
Yes, please
Yes,
go ahead
yes.
sharing and Asu, who is there from assignment 2? I think Ibrahim, right?
Ibrahim and Afuma.
Yes, guys, please go ahead.
Alright, I'll be sharing my screen shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Good day, everyone. Sorry, let's see. Sorry. Good day, everyone. Sorry, I had to join with two devices. My desktop camera is having issues, so I'm using my phone to project the video. Thank you.
Okay, no
So
problem.
I'm from Group 2, and my name is Ibrahim Abiodo, and my person who will be presenting, who will be showing the demo, her name is Afoma. Thank you. So let's head into the slide. So basically, we're talking about the objectives. The main objectives is for us to understand Azure virtual networks and subnets. Typically, how these virtual networks can be created and how these subnets can be created under the virtual network. We all know in AWS, we have what called VPC, but in Azure, it's called virtual network, but the subnet's name remains the same. Secondly, second objective is practice creating network architecture. We need to create a reliable network for our public and private subnets. And another thing we should have in mind is availability. That means our public what's it called, addressing or DNS should be available or should be accessible by users. Second point, deploy a VMware inside a subnet and install nginx. Yeah, we need to create what's it called? Three architecture where we have what's it called the web, the app, and the database. And the web is where we install nginx, and the backend too. We also install that for we also create also TCP ports for smooth communication between the front end and the back end. So the fourth point, sorry, configure public loader by backend pool, healthy probes and rules. Now, for this, we should be able to have a kind of a secure backend where we can query our resources from. And the healthy probes, we all know this healthy probe is same as the health check in AWS, where you can check how healthy the communication is between your front end and the back end. And also rules, the load balancer rules, where we have what's it called? What's it called? Ports, where these ports are being defined in such a way communications can be what's it called, work smoothly between the front end, back end, the app, and the what's it called, the Azure version subnet. Thank you. So I'll move over to the second slide. And the second slide here talks about the Azure architecture for our three-tier application. Now, the user, what's it called, hits the external load balancer. We all know the load balancer is same as our public IP address. Now, the public IP address query the web type, the what's it called, the front API, which is probably our web virtual machine, where probably our front end resources is sitting. Now, from there, it will query the internal load balancer. Now, the internal load balancer is more of private, where it is tied to our app and the DB. We all know they're all private for a reason, because our, what is it called, important resources are sitting there, so we don't want them to be exposed. Now, I was talking about bashing hosts name, public address, and Azure bashing. So I think, sorry, the last demo we had for assignment, what's it called? Task 6. Task 4, where we create three application on AWS. We did more of what's it called, jump from a public address to a private a public ES2 instance to a private ES2 instance. But in Azure, it's not like that. You have to connect through a bashing what's it called, name, as a public address. Now, when you're creating your subnet, I'll come to that, you will have to define your subnets as part of the what's it called, SCG, network security group. I'll come to that. So let's move over to the next slide. Now, so are we talking about the Azure API, network security group, planning, and key summary? Now, for the virtual network, In AWS, we call it VPC, but in Azure, we call it Visual Network. So we will assign a CDR to it, which is written on the screen, clearly looking on the screen. This is it. Now, overall, it has about 65,000 allocation of IP address. Then we go ahead and also create another one called web subnet. We allocate CDR to it. For the purpose NGS web, it has 251 allocation. Then we'll have to create our our rules, our inbound rules called TCP for the internet, load balancer, for the TCP 80 for load balancer, then SSH. I'm sorry, my screen is locking it. Let me see. SSH for the bashing. And then in the app too, we do the same thing. We allocate CDR to it and so on. And we also allocate what we call security group to them all. I think once you follow this, you should be able to, have this up and running. So I'll move over to the next slide. Now, I think the deployment stage, we'll create a group, a resources group, where it will house almost all the resources we want to create on our Azure. Now, it is important we create this. The reason is it is easier for you to go in there, and probably if you want to make a change, you'll find out you made an error in some way, it's easy. But in AWS, it's not like that. You have to probably go to different, maybe VPC, go to EC instance, and you have to do all that there. And if you want to delete the resources, it's easy. You just go through that group and just delete the whole resources. The whole resources pulled away. So I think it's more of advantage having this kind of flow in Azure. So I moved to second. So this is more like a picture of how the load balancer works. Now, as usual, this one is the central load balancer. It's more like it's the one that brings the balance in. Like you want resources here, it goes in there and fetch resources. So now for the front API, it's more like our public API where users being allocated to users, just like the www.google. You can query it, then you get to a load balancer. Then we have what we call load balancer rules. That means the ports you've defined to go and pick so resources and return it back. Now, like the target port 8080. Now, the front end forwards maybe probably a query to that port, then the back end forwards it back to the the front end IP address. Now, for the help check or the help probe in the Azure. Now, this help us keeps our VMware in check. Now, if the VML is VML virtual machine is healthy, it will probably communicate back to the visual machine. But if probably a query was sent and the VML failed to respond to that resource, it's probably maybe a VML has failed or an NGS server is not running. So it's probably provide a way where user will be hitting a failed server. So that's just the whole thing. So for the backend pool, this is where we have probably majority of our resources and all that there. So I'll be moving to the next slide. Thank you. I think thank you. That's all I have to say.
Excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'll be calling on my colleagues to come on board for the demo presentation. Thank you. So
thank you very much, Brian, for that wonderful section. So my name is Aden. So I'll be taking you through the demo for the assignment for this Week-8 assignment on deploying 10-tier network application. So now I'll be sharing my screen so to walk you through the whole practical section. Thank you. Can you see my screen, please?
yes, we can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So for this assignment, so for this assignment, we are to design a 3-tier network with load balancer on Azure. And the objective of the assignment is to you will design is for us to design and deploy three-tier network architecture on Azure using virtual networks, subnet, virtual machines, and a load balancer. So these are the things you'll be completing in this assignment by understanding how virtual machines and subnet work in Azure, by practicing creating network architecture, deploying a virtual machine inside the subnet, by installing Nginx to serve content, and configure a public load balancer with backend code, edge probes, and load balancing rules. So these are the prerequisites for this assignment. So the first prerequisite is to have an active free account and completed, and you should have been able to complete the lecture on Azure networking. So you should be familiar with the basics of Azure virtual machine creation from the compute lecture that we took on Saturday. So this is the architecture of the things we'll be working on. And as I believe my colleague just now has described what this architecture is for us. So sorry, let me, sorry. I want to just put my camera on. I forgot. So, sorry. Okay. Okay, so I believe my colleague has described how this architecture works and what each component of this architecture is about. So what we'll be working with is a virtual network CIDR block, the web subnet, the app subnet, and the database subnet. For the first part, we'll create a resource group and we'll give it the name that is in this instruction. So we'll go to our Azure account so to follow through with the instruction. So the first thing we'll do this, when you open your Azure console or whatever name they call it, this is the first thing you see. So the first thing you do is you can either choose from here to create a resource group, or you can start from here. You can start your resource group from here. Then it will bring out resource groups. Or so once it brings out your resource group, you can just go to this place and create a resource group. Click on this create button and create a resource group. Then let's go to our and get the name from there. So we use the name that is given to us in the instruction. So I think my network is kind of slow for this. Let's give me a few seconds. Sorry. Yes, pardon me for the network issue. Okay, so I'm very sorry for the delay beyond me actually.
You can turn off your video if it is consuming the data. No worry.
Okay. So just create our resource group from this place. All right. So from the name we have copied from the instruction, we'll just come here to create the resource group with it. We paste it here. Then we are using region. I'm using Canada Central for the region. Then we can just review. We can just review and create our resource group. So I click on review, then I'm creating. So it will take a few seconds to validate and we'll create. Okay. So we'll reload the page so we can see the resource group that we just created. So the reason why I chose Canada Central is that Azure has so many issues with free tier using different regions. So that's why I used Canada Central for my own, because I've had issues with regions, selecting regions while practicing this demo. So that's why I chose the region that worked for me. So the next one is to create virtual network, but we are still waiting for this to load so you can create our virtual network. So this is the resource group that we created. So now we go to create our virtual network. So we search virtual networks and we click on virtual network. So this is the name given to us for the virtual networks. We copy, we come back to our console. I'll wait for it to load. So we'll create from this page, we'll create. Okay, so when we want to create our virtual network, we have to use the resource group that we created earlier. So that's so that our virtual network will rest inside the resource group that we created. So I will select the resource group, then I will name our virtual network with the name given to us in the Udemy instruction. So keeping the region that we use on our resource group, the Canada Central, then we'll click next. So in this next, so I think in Azure we are to enable Azure Bastion. So we'll enable it from this place, and we'll click on next. So now we are in the IP address. So when we want to configure a new subnet for our virtual network, we have to remove the default from here so we can create our own customized subnet. So this is the subnet that was created for our Bastion host. As my colleague explained earlier, that you have to create a Bastion and put it in a private segmented subnet for the Bastion. So this is the subnet created for the Bastion. Then now we'll now add our own customized subnet. So according to the instruction here, we'll see that we'll create virtual machines, we'll create a web subnet, create a virtual machine in a web subnet. So create virtual network. So the name of our virtual network is EB demo VNet. This is our CIDR block, and we have enabled Azure Bastion. So the next thing we'll do is to create web subnet, app subnet, and DB subnet. So we'll come here, we'll just copy the name and we'll copy the CIDR block here. Just copy it, we'll go to our Azure console, then we'll name it. So the first one we are creating is web subnet. Then we can, this is the default virtual network, the VPC's subnet. Then we'll just copy and paste our subnet for for our web subnet. So we are starting from .1. Though me, I will use .2 so to avoid subnet overlapping. So that's what I will do. Yeah, and after you have done with this, you just click on add. You add the first subnet, which is the web subnet. You add another subnet. So we're having 3 subnets. So the second subnet is app subnet. Sorry. We'll edit the name again. Edit it. We'll add app subnet, and we'll update the slider block. We used 2 earlier. Then this one will be 3 for the second subnet. We'll add this one also. We'll add the last subnet, which is the DB subnet. So the DB subnet. So all our subnets have been created. We edit it. So we have used 1 and 2 and 3. So this one will be 4.4. So that's all for all our subnets. Then we'll go to the next one. Then we'll go to next. There's nothing to do here. Then we'll review and we'll create. So we'll allow you to validate. After validating it will bring create. So we'll be able to create our virtual network here.
I hope you added the database network. You click.
Yes, I did that. I did that.
On add and added.
Yes. So after doing our
Sorry, Ade. Hello everyone. My name is Waneka Mary. So a support to Adedayo on this. So in AWS we have, when we are doing our site block, it's well arranged with the starting point and the IP address range. But in Azure, it has a different pattern. It starts with the starting point, which is the 0.0.1, like what my colleague selected, and then we have the ranges down. So that was why we have the numbers first and then the range down. So it has a starting point or a starting address first on Azure, which is quite different on AWS, because in AWS, it's arranged all together, both the starting points and also the address range. So you can go ahead.
All right, thank you for that addition. Thank you very much. So now we'll continue with the instructions on the Udemy. So now we have created our virtual networks. The next task on the assignment is to create a virtual machine in the web subnet. So now we'll create an Ubuntu virtual machine inside the web subnet. So now we'll go to our search bar, we'll type virtual machine. And even if you don't want to type virtual machine, you can just wait and you see virtual machine from the options here. You can just click on it. So once you click on virtual machine, you click on create here and you select virtual machine. So now the same way we did with our virtual networks that we edited, we customized the virtual networks, we'll do the same with our virtual machine. So here we'll select the resource group that we created earlier that will house all our resources. So I've selected our resource group, then we'll give the virtual, let's see, okay, web nginx. This is the name of the virtual machine they gave to us in the instructions. So copy it. So paste it here. So now since our resource group is configured in Canada Central, so the Canada Central has been selected for us. So availability zones, we'll just leave it like that. We'll leave it like default like that. So now we'll select the image we want to use. We'll use the Ubuntu Server 24.04 LTS. So that's what we'll use. And in some cases, we've seen issues where we won't be able to create our virtual machine because of this error. This site is currently unavailable in Canada Central for this subscription. So we have to change the subscription here or change the zone. And we have 3 zones here in Canada Central. So each zone has the resources they can create, as like the resource and size they can create. So now we'll select zone 3 so that we can be able to create the size that we are looking for in that zone. Then we'll come back here and we'll select the standard DS version 3. So now you see that the error has disappeared. So now we can now proceed with our with our configuration. Then key pair name, we'll leave this key pair like this. Then automatically, when we create the virtual machine, it will download by itself automatically. So here in our select inbound port, we'll actually add HTTP for our security group. Then we can go to the next. So there's nothing we are doing on this Dix tab. So we just go to next again, go to networking. In our networking, we'll select our virtual network that we created earlier. The virtual network that we created, it has been selected for us. We'll create this the subnet. Also, we'll select the subnet, we'll leave it at default like this. The public IP. So create new public IP. Automatically, to create new public IP for us. So like that, we'll just go down and check through all other things. For now, we don't need load balancing because it's part of this assignment that will configure load balance at the end of this assignment. So we'll go to management. Okay,
Sorry,
just
Adedayo, I want to ask, have you selected your network? Because my network is quite slow here.
selected
Have you
what?
selected your virtual network name?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay, I've done that. All right.
I've done that. So okay,
But you
so
have to
now
select the subnet that is web
So
subnet, no?
this is your default. That is your default. You need to select your virtual network. Click on that place.
Yes. Click on virtual network. Yeah.
Go up.
oh, sorry.
Scroll up.
I've selected it. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
I've selected it. So I think that's all
Yeah.
with that.
Now select the
We'll
subnet
pick our,
also.
we'll pick our web subnet here.
Your web
That's
subnet,
where,
yes.
yeah, that's where our virtual machine will reside. So then automatically it will create a new public IP address for us. So I think that's that for all this tab. So we'll go to the management tab. There's nothing for us to do in this management tab. There's nothing. So we'll go to the next one, monitoring. So there's no monitoring for us to do. There's no advanced configuration. So we'll just go to review and we'll create. And so we'll just create here. So it will prompt us to download the new key pair that will generate for us. So we'll download it from this place. So as you can see, it has been downloaded to my download folder here. WebEngineersKey.pem. So we'll return to our, we'll click on return to create virtual machine and we'll start deploying our virtual machine. You can now go to our virtual machines to see the list of our virtual machines that we have. So you see creating, we'll wait a little more. Okay, deployment succeeded. So our virtual machine has been created. Okay, this is the name of our virtual machine. So we can now click on this virtual machine to see the summary of the virtual machine, details of the virtual machine. Okay, now, so this is the public IP address of our virtual machine. Now, we'll now copy it and SSH into this virtual machine. So now we'll go to my terminal. So I will see into my downloads. So I will do SSH, sorry, SSH I. So since the name of my key pair is, I'm not used to the name, so I will come and check the name here, Web Engineers Key. So I will now do Web Engineers Key.pem. Azure user, since we left the name of our username as Azure user, so we don't need to change. We didn't change it now when we are configuring our virtual machine. So the default name is Azure user. Then you just put at and append your your virtual machine public IP address. So I'll copy it again and come back. I'll paste it. So click it. So now we are inside our virtual machine. So now the first thing you do always is to sudo apt and update. So it updates all the packages. Then you can come back to our instructions and see the next thing you have to do. So now we have updated our packages. The next thing to do is to install Nginx. So you can now go back and do install Nginx. So you can do sudo system ctl install Nginx. Sorry. Install.
Please check the command.
Yeah. Looking at it. Sudo system install systemctl. Valid option.
You can use just install Nginx, that works fine.
Yeah.
You can just use install Nginx.
I'm
I
using
think
that
I've
is not.
installed.
You just write by yourself.
Sorry. I've seen the
Oh,
issue.
the
Thank you.
APT.
Yeah.
Install Nginx.
Yeah. So thank you. So now enable. So Nginx has been enabled. Then we now start Nginx. So our Nginx have started now. Let's check the status of our Nginx. It is running. Okay, our Nginx is active and running now. So to confirm if our Nginx is up and running, let's take the public IP address of the virtual machine and check it from our browser to confirm if our Nginx has been installed. HTTP. Okay, so our Nginx has been successfully installed. So that confirms the first part of our assignment. So going to the last part of the assignment, create a public load balancer. We'll name it the name that has been given to us. We'll create a public load balancer. So now let's go back to our Azure console. Now from here, we'll start for our load balancer. So we click on it. So from the top, we create a load balancer. We have to create a standard load balancer. We create a standard load balancer. So let's get the name. So copy the name from here. So we will select our resource group. So because everything lives in our resource group on Azure, so we'll select our resource group. We'll give the name of our load balancer. We'll leave the Canada Center as our region. The type of our load balancer is public. Then we'll change this to public. Then the tier should be regional. So we'll leave as regional. We'll go to the next one. So front-end IP configuration. Add front-end IP configuration. So we had our virtual machine. I think we had our virtual machine that we created for our Nginx as our front-end IP configuration.
Click to add.
It's still loading.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go if there is any. So front end, we will write this name as our front end. Come back here, we'll put the name here. Version of our IP, we are using IPv4. We are using IP
Yeah.
address, public IP address. We now select from here. We select our web Nginx as our front end public IP address. The IP address Nginx is already available with method. Create name.
You need to create one new IP for the load balancer.
Yeah. Let me see for you. Create name. Standard regional.
So my network is quite slow.
Yeah. Internet. So we'll save. Then we'll select that. Now we create our front-end configuration here. So this is one of the usual error that we get with Azure, like public IP count being exceeded for subscription in this region. So that's one of the issues that we encounter while choosing IP address on Azure is actually very limited and calculated when you are trying to use IP address. So now the next thing we'll do here is to go to the next instruction. So we'll create a backend pool. We'll go to the next one and create a backend pool.
If you don't have public IP, then it will not be able to create backend pool.
Okay, but it's telling us that we have exceeded our IP address of this subscription in this region.
You can delete any if possible.
You can open a new tab and search public IP and see how many IPs are there.
Public IP on my Azure account.
Yes, in your Azure account.
That's on the search bar, public IP.
Okay.
On the Azure search bar.
Yeah, public IP. Yes, first one.
Yes, discard this.
Open in another tab.
The connection is very slow actually.
The network is really very slow. Okay. So I only have 2 public IP addresses.
So, so these both are in use or not?
What I use, my Bastion and my Nginx. I'm using both. Unless I will delete my Bastion, which I don't think is advisable.
But why you have created for Bastion? We don't require for Bastion the public IP.
Okay, so I should
Yeah, you
delete.
can delete this.
Okay.
We don't need for IP addresses for Bastion because it is public. Sorry, private. It is private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Delete and again try again.
Yes, I'm deleting. Still waiting for it to delete. No, we can't delete public IP of Bastion host like this.
We have to delete the VM first. Then we can delete this part. You have to delete the VM because VM
It's
contains
not.
the IP address.
Another way to go
Okay.
around it, when you are creating the thing, did you see to be created?
Where?
When you are creating your load balance, when you get to the IP configuration, did it to be created when you choose
Let's
if you
go back.
choose to
Let's
be
go back.
created. Okay, because my
Maybe
network
try
is so
maybe
slow.
try
So
to try to create the load balancer in a different region than the public IP, so it won't happen, I guess.
Okay. So maybe what are you saying?
I said, when you are creating your load balancer, let me see, because my network is so slow, so I don't know what you did or what happened there. Because if you see to be created, it's something you can always go back and allow when you go to IP config on VM. It's something that it's doable to change. So choose, let's see, try creating again.
I think you chose internal as a type.
It should be
No, I
public.
chose public. I chose public.
Please,
Let's go back to basic.
Okay, add
can you
your
check back?
front
I
end
said
IP.
my network didn't allow me to.
Yes, I think it's
It's
public
on
now.
internal, so change back to public.
It's in public now. So
Try to change the region if possible.
saying what? The region
It should be public.
Yes,
Okay. It's in internal. It should be in public because I'm seeing internal on my screen.
is on public.
Okay, yeah, I can see now. So next,
Okay. Trying to. Okay.
the public IP, you can select your engineer's web. Yeah.
new.
Don't select a new one. Select, it's already there.
You can't select engineers. It's turning error.
No. He need to create one for the load balancer.
Okay.
The same issue.
When you click on that public IP, is there nothing there in that box? Did you try checking if there is any public IP there?
There's no public IP. The only public IP that is there is for my Nginx web server, and
Choose
it's
it. That's
returning
what you're
an error.
choosing. Okay, you choose it and it's running with error.
Yes.
Did you create a separate public IP for the load balancer first before creating the load balancer?
I did that.
You need to create
new.
one first before creating the load balancer so that you just pick it up when there is a call for really.
This is it. I'm creating a new public IP address for our load balancer, and I save it, and it's returning error.
Even when you create a new one.
I think you have to add the. Am I audible? Okay. I think at the portal end, you need to search for public IP address, and from there you create, I don't know, because network has not been so friendly with me. I know the steps you took. Then you create the IP specifically for the load balancer using the specification given in the assignment script. Once it's available there, then you now go to create your load balancer. You create the IP first before now stepping up to create the load balancer, so that when you need to call up the IP, you just call up from what you have already created for the load balancer. I don't know whether you took those steps.
That can work. Yeah, that can work. Let's try that.
Okay. And it has to be within the same resource group as you've been using all along.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have created the IP, public IP for the load balancer, then you now search for load balancer and start creating the load balancer. I think you should maintain the same region you have been using all along.
Okay. So add backend tool.
Okay. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Remember to add the VM you just created, that where the backend pool is going to target.
It's not showing me my resource, the resource I just created. Okay. Okay. So that's, I think that's all.
Okay, what next?
X probe.
Okay.
So we added
Then
our Nginx server as our backend pool. So we'll save it. Then we'll
Okay.
review and create the backend inbound rules.
Okay. So you are going to give the name for the inbound rule.
Yep.
Give the name for the inbound rule. Tag a name for the inbound rule. I mean, for the health probe where you are.
I'm still on the inbound rule. So
Cannot be off screen. Okay, click on add a load balancing rule.
yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, give it a name.
I'm creating a new X Pro. So this by
So backend push should be at 18. You're going to click on and create a health probe.
Yeah, you can click on create or save.
Save. You need to save first before you now continue with the other.
I'm checking the configuration. This ports for backend ports. There's
It
no
should
port
be
specified for
80.
backend.
It should be
Okay.
80.
So
So go down. So you can save.
the balance I've saved already.
Oh, okay. So next,
Okay.
sorry, are
Trying
you?
to say
Don't wait
outbound
before you
rule.
save it. Before you save it. Before you save,
Yeah.
you are going to this place that has allocated outbound ports per instance. Click on that place that has 0. Allocated outbound ports, right? 10,000 there.
Yeah.
It's going to
Right
take from
what?
the range. 10,000. 10000.
Okay.
If you are down,
That's all.
sorry, what's there? What's the next thing after that?
Maximum number of backend instances. It's fixed. You can't edit it.
Is it
Okay.
10,000?
Yeah.
Is that they are located at, but is it 10,000 or 1,000?
I don't think none is given. Any is given in the documentation, but you can just select from that range. It still works. Same thing with 1,000.
Okay. So now review and we create our load balancer.
Have you saved?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So let's start a load balancer.
Sorry, what's the
Use
next
our load
instruction or the next task?
we are done with the Udemy. So the next task is to confirm on our browser if the load balancer is
Okay.
active and working.
Yeah.
So, okay. Front-end IP address.
Yeah. Your load balancer IP address, the front end.
Yeah, so we'll test our
Load balance to
load
see if
balancer
it's working.
IP address. If it's working. So our load balancer is
Remove
connected
the.
to our web server. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
So
seeing your screen now.
So our load balancer is, you can connect to our Nginx server from our load balancer. So that marks the completion of our assignment, 2 for this week.
Yeah.
So thank you very much very much for following us. And I'm very sorry for the network issues and every delay that we have. So now, if after you are done with everything, to delete all the resources to clean up, just search your resource group from here. Search our
Sorry,
resource group.
Ade. Sorry, let me say something.
Yeah.
The site or the content we are hosting on is Nginx. We just want to make sure that we have it at our public IP address. If we can still be access it from our backend, or let us say from our public load balancer. So that was what we did. And you see, in this app, we have the web, we have the app, and then we still have the database. But in this particular demo, we are not talking about the app, we're not talking about the database. Our main focus is just on the web to make sure, the IP address is accessible. In case if you host any application, we can be able to see from our public IP and also from our public load balancer. So that's just the summary of everything. Make sure you see it from your public IP and also from the load balancer IP. Thank you. You can continue.
Thank you very much
No,
for your input. So
Adrento,
now after all,
can I
yeah,
ask you?
yeah,
Can I ask you something?
yeah, please, right.
So why there is no app thinking? App server, like you have to make a passion also in this, no? This
Please, can you come
full
again?
assignment.
I guess
Sorry,
that is
I will
optional.
take the question. The reason why there's a basting host is in case you are deploying an application that needs you to work on the app server. So from the basting host, you jump to your app server and work on it, because app server is always going to come with a private ID or a private IP. So that basting host is an easy access for you to jump or go into your app server and work there. But for this demo, it's just for us to work on the web app and not the app, because there's no app for us to deploy. We just want to make sure that Nginx or any apps, any website or any app we are deploying, we can be able to access it from our load balancer on public IP. But if you have an application you are deploying, that means after the whole thing, we need to use a busting. That was why there's a busting for you to jump into the app server and work on that. But there's nothing like that for you. We just have a busting in case you want to go into the app and work on that. But for here, there is no application for us to go and do, because there's no need of us salving the same engineers at the app. So that was why we just left it at the web app. Just make sure you can see it from your load balancer app, IP, sorry. That was the reason for
Thank
the
you very
busting
much.
app.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So to further buttress what she explained, so the reason the architecture we are working with is 3-tier application. We have the web web tier, we have the app tier, and we have the database tier. So for the web tier, we put our front end, which is the Nginx. So that's where our front end applications rest. Like anytime we are building real production workloads, our front end is always in the web tier. Then for our backend services, for example, now you have a backend, you have a Node.js, you have any backend applications, you put them in your app tier, so that place is not reachable to the entire public. But for the front end, the entire public can access the front end. They can see what you are serving to them from the front end. But for the back end, you don't want public to see what you are serving from the back end. So that's why we put our app server in the private subnet. So for you to get access to the private subnet to do whatever configuration for whatever application you want to put on your backend inside the private subnet, you have to jump from your jump host, which is your Bastion host. So you jump from there. Your Bastion host is always located in the public subnet. So from there, you can jump from your public subnet into your backend application that is inside the private subnet. So that's why we use Bastion most of the time, Bastion host most of the time, jump host most of the time. Did that answer your question?
Okay.
Hello. All right. Thank you very much. Is there any other question before we round up? Any other questions, please? Now, in the absence of no question, no question, then we can now terminate all our resources and clean up our resource group and everything. So now, after we are done with deploying our application, we can just come to your resource groups. After you come to your resource, the resource group that you created, just click on it and open it from here, and you see delete. Then you see delete resource group. So this delete resource group will delete all the things you created inside that resource group. This is an advantage over AWS that will allow you that wants you to delete everything you are deleting one by one after the other. So this one, you just go to the resource group and delete from the resource group, and everything will just get terminated. So thank you very much for joining us in this and practical sections. We hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful
Thank you so much.
evening. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. You do well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Great
you.
work. Great work, guys. You did well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great
So I'll
work,
stop here now.
guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's a very good. Very good.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, both of them, like Swarupa and Adayo, did a really good job and show a new way to present. And making sure that, as I said, like you guys have to remove all the resources, even though I have received some messages that should I remove or not. You guys can remove all of your resources, whichever you have created, to complete your assignment on Azure and as well as on AWS console. Thank you.
Yeah, please don't wait for commenters to validate and all these things. Okay, just ask your colleague to check and validate you are working or not. That's enough. Okay. After that, you can delete your resources. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It's very good presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
You all.
Thank you. Good night, all.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Have a
Good night,
restful-
everyone.